Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk.
She ain't for the young, but the grown, the sexy HD. How many want to call or text me now?
Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk. Grown woman talk.
She ain't for the young, but the grown, the sexy HD. How many want to call or text me now?
Grown woman talk.
She ain't for the young, but the grown, the sexy HD. How many want to call or text me now?
Grown woman talk.
Hey everybody, Grown Woman Talk with Harmony Devoe. We are here with a very special episode today. We got a couple new things going on. I cannot wait and I'm super excited to share everything with you guys. 2 reasons. We got some special people coming to our show. We got my girl HD in the house. HD, what up though, girl? What up though? My U-verse V World. Come on, talk to me, girl. What's happening with you? Hey, Harmony, what up, though, girl? What up? I am coming to you from The World Uverse, and I'm so happy to be here with you. Y'all need to go check out my girl's music. Go to www.harmonydevoe.com. Y'all need to check her out and subscribe to her channel at Harmony Devoe Official. You need to check her out also on Amazon Fire and Roku. We doing a doggone thing, girl. Girl, yes, we are. You gotta give it up for me. Give me some dap, girl. Yes. My dog, you in the house. Guess what, HD? We got an awesome guest today. I have been waiting and anticipating this guest. He is everything. He's a world-renowned doggone saxophonist. Oh, girl, I love saxophone. It's 3 sexy instruments, girl. Ooh, I can't stand it. I love the keys. I love the bass. And girl, that doggone saxophone is everything. Especially, have you seen that tenor sax? Woo, girl, that big old thing look good. HD, could you just calm down a minute? Just calm down for a minute, okay? We're gonna bring him in. We're gonna talk about a couple different subjects, and you are interacting with us today. I'm so excited on what we're doing, Grown Woman Talk, and that you are now a part of this team, girl. Guess what we're talking about today? Girl, what is it? What are we talking about today, girl? Because I want to get involved with this thing. I want to talk about everything, especially if you got a sexy man with you, girl, because I could get my daddy to cook me up with a man right here at V World where I'm at, girl. I don't need nobody. She tripping. Why she be tripping all the time? So I'm glad to have her on the scene today. I cannot wait to have us talk with Saxophonist Marlon. And guess what else we're going to do? We're going to talk about his new single that's out, Sunset East. It is so sexy. At Grown Woman Talk, the opinions that we express are unscripted. They are just that, our opinions. We do encourage you to comment, to subscribe to the channel, and to give your feedback. Whether you agree with it or not, it's okay. Guess what? You ain't got to watch it. And guess what else? We grown and we can talk about whatever we want to talk about. It's our 5th Amendment right. So when we come back, y'all, we're going to talk about several subjects on this episode. We're going to talk about virginity, the differences between men and women being virgins when they give up their virginity. We're going to talk about women, Black women in particularly with regard to independence and how independent we are. Like me, I'm independent because I have to be, not because I want to be. I know how to submit when I need to submit. Don't you, girl? Yes, I do know how to submit, but when I get a man, that's when I have one. But I ain't worried about all that, girl, because when my man or my maker or my boss or whatever you want to call him in the world designed me, girl, he designed me for you because I am you and you are me, and we look good, girl. Don't we look good? She HD be tripping, so that's why we're gonna have her be a part of the show, and I can't wait to bring Marlon on board here because we're also gonna talk about entertainment. When you're an entertainer in the industry here, the challenges of being married, being single, relationships, and how that ties into our music. So we'll be right back, okay? So while you waiting, because we gotta pay sponsors, we'll be right back, okay? So listen to my music. Go on in the room, girl.
though? I ain't been out in a minute. Dressed down, but I'm fitted. Hella fun, no commitments. So tell me, is you with it? Yeah. Little girl, why you hating? I see it all in you. See, it's been a minute since I heard from you. Just wanna see if we're still cool. You always been there for me and me for you. Did you kiss me? What did you do? It's not like I never.
And we're back. Listen, HD had the nerve to correct me on some stuff, so we're going to be corrected. Because, again, this is unscripted, okay? So mistakes and stuff might fall out of my mouth, and that's what makes Grown Woman Talk what it is, okay? First of all, it's your First Amendment right, but I'm so used to pleading the fifth because I don't be telling my business to nobody. Ain't that right, HD? Girl, ain't that right? Ain't that right? Yes. So let me tell you this also, too. We pay tribute to sponsors. We want to give a quick shout out. Before I introduce this delicious man right here, this king right here, this saxophonist, Marlon, this saxophonist, Marlon. HD, you see Marlon over here? This is our guest, saxophonist Marlon. World renowned, internationally known. The music is dope. Sunset East. Marlon, thank you for coming to the show today.
It's my pleasure being here.
Thank you for having us. Thank you for having us. HD, say hey to Marlon. Say hey to Marlon.
How you doing, HD?
I am good. You are sexy. Go ahead, boy. You available? You got he is sexy. HD, could you just calm down just a little bit? Just calm down just a little bit, okay? So
Sure.
we're gonna get into all of that in a minute. Marlon, did you talk to HD? Just give her a little bit of attention right quick. She'll be fine.
What's up?
What's up? What's up? What up, Doe? What up, Doe? Let's hurry up and get on the subject. I'm telling you, yes, let's get to it. Yeah, so the first thing that I want to talk about, okay, with Marlon, and I think it would be awesome to talk about is as entertainers, you know, we're in the entertainment industry here, me R&B, him jazz, our music is known worldwide. First and foremost, we want to definitely let you take a listen to his music as well. He has a dope single out called Sunset East. Marlon, tell me, what inspired you to do Sunset East? It's a dope song, I love it.
Inspiration-wise, I wanted to put out something that was different, that would put you in the mindset if you were driving along a coastline. We're here on the west coast of Florida, but on the east of the U.S., so the name Sunset, thinking of Florida, beautiful sunsets, being on the east coast. I just wanted to be something a little bit different than when you're just driving.
Wait a minute. Now, Marlon, let me interject with you right quick. Because let me just say this to you. That music is not for driving on the East Coast. That music is for straight bedroom. This is HD and I just made my move. Okay? This is nothing about no doggone coast driving. What are you talking about?
One of those songs too where you just...
Yeah, I heard that song. That wasn't no bounce in the car kind of song. But anyway, finish telling us about it because I'm ready and juicy to get on these doggone subjects. Talk to me.
But the inspiration behind it was, you know, just thinking of that coastal drive. And I just wanted something that was not so much a up-tempo song or, you know, something that had groove to it, but something that was kind of chill, that had a nice vibe to it, to where it just puts you off in a different place.
It definitely does that. So I want y'all to definitely support him. Marlon, tell us where we can get the song, where we can download it. Let's get into this juicy subject matter. Where can we get it from?
It's on all digital platforms, iTunes, Apple Music, Amazon, Spotify, Tidal, whatever it's called, YouTube, but all the digital platforms that are out there, you can go and download.
And how can they look you up and get more information about you?
You can find me at my website at marlonbsax.com. I'm on IG at marlonbsax or marlonbsax. Twitter, marlonbsax. If you do Facebook, Saxophonist Marlon. That's me.
Well, I'm about to look you up right now, cause and you got all all three of them looking sax, that soprano, the alto, and that tenor. That tenor. That's a big old thing, that tenor.
You like the tenor, huh?
I love that tenor. I love that tenor. Okay, HD Hush, we about to get on the subject right now, okay? And we're going to talk about the first thing is when you're an entertainer in the industry. I'm single. Marlon is married. Marlon, you care to share a little personal about how long you've been married?
Been married 23 years. 24.
Boy, look at here. I've been married a couple times. I ain't make it to 3, 4. That was a long time ago. So listen, I admire folks, especially black folks that have been married that long. God is with you. But at the same time, how long you been an entertainer though? How long you been playing sax in your marriage? The whole time or?
The whole time. Yeah, the whole time.
Woo! Wow. What'd you say about that, HD girl? I told you he ain't available. I'm sorry. Yeah, well, guess what? I can have my guy, my creator, Anthony, draw me up a saxophonist Marlon in my world, and then we could just go from there. And he gonna be single, girl. He gonna be single, okay?
Just for you.
Yes, we'll do that, girl. We have to talk about that. But anyway, so with regard to entertainers and being in a relationship and being single and being married, for me, as a single person, it's kind of hard for me to be involved with somebody, for me to date. Yes, she said it. I'm single. I've been single for a minute. Why? Because I spend a lot of time, I still work corporate. My passion is music. That's my passion. That's my purpose. That's why I feel I was created. And it's almost like you have to date somebody who's in the industry with you that understands the demands. I'm also a female, okay? And my music that I write, the music that I sing, can be a little sexual sometimes, you know? So for men, the men that I have been involved with, kind of insecure, a little jealous, you know, with a large male fan base, men flirt. That's just what they do, man. They flirt. You can't take that to heart. You have to understand that this is entertainment. It's work. So I'm to come home to you. Our pole is in our bedroom. I'm gonna be like Dwayne, so I'm cheating on my girl with my girl. You ain't supposed to know what's going on in my house. I keep my personal life private. So it creates a little bit of challenges when I'm involved with somebody who's a little insecure, like, well, why you ain't call me? How come you ain't talk to me today? And why you got that on? See, I don't have time for that. That's the quickest way to get your ass blocked. More coming after this, okay? More coming. We gonna take a break for our sponsors, okay? Shout out to our sponsors. Shout out to V-World Uverse. Yeah, girl, I know I have to shout out. I have to shout out Anthony all the time. Mad Scientist, V-World. I have to shout out Ben Stream Studios. Yeah, girl, we shout out Ben Stream Studios, Couch Potato Flicks, and we got to shout out all of that good stuff, Black Time Media. Yes, baby, we'll be right back, okay? After this message, we're going to come back and we're going to let Marlon respond to that as well as an entertainer who's married. On the scene with Marlon, with Saxophonist Marlon. Marlon, go ahead and tell us, we were talking about me being single as an entertainer in the industry. What about you on the flip side, as a married individual and entertainer? How does that work in your marriage? Has that been challenging for you sometimes, or no? Because you're very, very sexual when you play. I done seen your ass play. When I first came to Tampa, your ass be doing some shoulder action stuff, and you be all intimate. And then on one of your videos, you had a little white lady. She was so pretty. She was so cute. But I bet you that woman that had an orgasm about 40 years. She was just so happy. She was all on you, and you was playing and stuff. And you be dressed and sexy. How your wife be handling that shiznit? Because that would stress me the hell out. Talk to me. How that work?
I can't speak for her, but I would say, in the entertainment industry, it does have challenges. But at the end of the day, I'm putting on a show. And sex appeal, being sexy, all that is just a part of my show and what I do. And I think that she does understand that. So there's some balance in understanding that that is a part of the show and something that we are selling as a product. And that's just as the artist of, Marlon. But looking at it from her perspective, again, I can't speak for her, how she would feel about it. But, women like sex appeal.
Well, for me, let me just say this now. If you were my husband and you were saxophonist or you were any type of musician, that would be kind of challenging for me because I don't really understand as you moving about and stuff on stage and the chicks throwing their drawers at you. I just don't understand. Help me understand that, Marlon. Talk to me.
It's an act. Musicians, artists, they're also actors and actresses. So, it's just a part of the show. That's what we're selling. We give people a moment, they pay for that moment, and we have fun with it.
So it's a mental thing, basically, is what he's saying, right?
It is a mental thing.
It's mental. And so our job is to entertain, is to put the mindset in the groove. So when you go home to your wife or your husband or your girlfriend or whoever, that you're able to do the butt naked nasty and you'll be fine. But just don't fake an orgasm. Okay? Y'all heard that song, Don't Fake an Orgasm. Go on my website, www.harmonydevoe.com. Did you fake an orgasm? Is real. Many of us have faked an orgasm. I'm asking a quick question. That's way off subject because guess what? I'm unscripted. He don't know what I'm about to say. So I like to put people on the spot here. Have you ever faked an orgasm? Tell the truth. Tell the truth. Tell the truth.
Tell the
truth.
In my younger days, to get out of some situations, yes, I have.
What's your younger days? Pinpoint. Tell us how you fake an orgasm. How men, we did talk about this before, how you fake an orgasm? What you tell us? You're just like, oh, I'm done.
It wasn't no, I'm done, but when you're in the moment, and I'm sure it's the same thing for women, you're in the moment, and the moment has just passed you, and you're just like, man, this need to be over. I got other things to do. And so you go through the emotion, the reaction, the little tremble, and
you go through the tremble. See, men go through the damn tremble too. And remember, y'all, I was talking about pubic hair and all that good stuff because men be having bush under. You got bush under your arm?
No bush under my arm.
You shave your underarm?
I am manscaped.
You shave your crotch?
I am manscaped.
I had to ask y'all. I'm sorry, no disrespect to white, but men and women different with the stuff. So back on the subject, okay? Let's talk about this since we talking about the difference between men and women. Women being independent. Now, I'm independent. I'm independent because I have to be. I'm a single parent. I was a single parent married when I was married to my kid's father. I was a single parent. So I have a tendency to be a little strong at times when it comes to different things, but that's not purposeful. My mama kind of raised me to be a little independent, and in hindsight, when I reflect back on relationships, I don't fare too well in those areas sometimes, and I don't like long distance, but I'm getting off the subject matter, because if it's long distance, well, anyway, back on the subject, but for me, it's kind of challenging. I know how to submit. I'm old school. I know what my role is as a wife and my husband's is, or man, woman, and all that good stuff. But for me, looking back on relationships and my role in them, because you have to know, it takes two for a situation to fail. And this will be dope for us to talk about, because with Marlon and marriage of 23 years, maybe he can provide us with insight too that single folks don't know about. So for me being independent, I have had a tendency sometimes in my past, not current because my ass been single, to emasculate a man. And I notice a lot of Black women do this. And some of us do it purposely, but some of us don't. We're so used to being strong and independent and in charge of doing things that we sometimes don't allow men to be the man. You don't have to agree with that, or you don't. So we're going to take another quick break. When we come back, I'm going to let Marlon talk about that a little bit more, because I think the insight would be better coming from someone who has been married for 23 years. So he can provide you and educate you on stuff that I can't provide you with. But HD, you single? You've been single for a while, right? Yeah, girl, I'm single. I ain't never been married. I should be married, girl. Have you seen my hips? Have you seen how I look? Girl, I look good. I need to be with somebody. And you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna talk to Anthony. When we finish this segment, I'm gonna have him draw somebody up for me. But all of my men, all of my friends, I put their asses in the friend zone. So I'm about to go on and listen to the friend zone. Yo, dope track the friend zone. Y'all better download my girl song the friend zone because the remix is coming and the remix is ridiculous. Thanks, girl. I appreciate that. We'll be right back, okay? And then we're gonna let Marlon take the helm.
It's been a minute since I heard from you. Just wanna see if we're still cool. You always been there for me and me for you. Then you kiss me. What did you do? It's not like I never thought about it, but still, what are we gonna do about it? I know if we cross that line, there's no going back this time. All in my feelings, just 'cause you caught feelings. I keep saying no, but you won't let it go. I gotta keep you in the friend zone. In the friend zone.
We are back. We are back with Grown Woman Talk. This again is episode 4 of season 2. If you have not seen the prior episodes, you need to go to Harmony Devoe Official. Season 1 had like 14 freaking episodes. Okay, if we are already in 4, y'all need to binge watch. Where you been? I keep trying to ask y'all that, but anyway, we gonna ask Marlon because Marlon got some time under his belt. I admire that. If he could be married 23 years, what I got to do? How, in your opinion, Marlon, women being independent, I'm sure you met plenty along your path in music. Have you noticed as a black man how women have a tendency to be overly independent? What's your take on that as a black man?
I think women have been forced into that role to be overly independent for a lot of the lacking that men have kind of fallen off of having their roles and responsibilities as men. Talking to women, hearing that conversation come up quite a bit.
That's true.
Men have to be manly.
What's that? What that mean?
What that means is most women have certain expectations of what a man is supposed to provide for her. Make decisions, be consistent in making decisions.
Pay the bills, take care of the house, right? When you agree?
That's part of it, but when you look at the total aspect of it, you know, a man has to lead the woman. And if he is looking to the woman to do most of the leading, then of course she's gonna feel like she should run the show. Yeah. Especially if he's not stepping up as a man.
Girl, that's what I'm talking about. He right on point. But for me, as a single parent of 2 little kings, you know, a lot of people, or a lot of men rather in our culture, they don't pay child support. They aren't in the household to take care of their children. You do have some women out here that take advantage of that by trying to drain the brother of everything he has, or lying and saying he's not supporting. But then you have some sisters out here like who have absentee dads in their life, or fathers rather, who aren't paying child support, and everything falls on the female. That does put you in a situation where you're kind of challenged when you're dating somebody, you're coming in contact with somebody, because you're so used to doing everything on your own that you don't even know sometimes that you've taken over both roles.
Right.
How does that work in marriage, do you think? Do you talk to each other about the roles and what we need to do?
Any relationship between a man and a woman, there should always be a foundation of communication. And not just communication, effective communication. Understanding each other, you know, and set expectations of, you know, what you expect their roles to be. And if the expectation is there, the communication is there, a lot of time it makes it easier. Don't make it easy, but it makes it easier to deal with situations as situations come up.
True. Very true. And that leads me to another quick subject about that. Like for me, I built a home. I purchased a home as a single parent, but I was a single mother, and my goal in life was to build a better life for my children, or to have a house for them, or a home, or not be a renter. I noticed like a couple people in my life, a couple friends of mine will build a home, they're single, no children, or they'll buy a house. When you make large investments like that, I mean, to each his own. I don't judge How does that work though? If you find somebody, if you find a man, and say he's renting, you've built a house or you've purchased a house, you're already in a house. Do you feel that's something that the two of them should invest in? How would that make him feel coming into the situation as a man, moving into his woman's house or his wife's house because he doesn't have one? Or if they both had houses, who giving up their house?
Well, let's go back to the beginning of that. Coming into a situation, if she's purchasing a homeowner and he's renting, until he put a ring on her finger, he got no room to think about that. That's just point blank. Let's be real. If both of them,
now a man said that. Just a man said it.
If both of them have homes, me, how I would handle that situation. Okay, we'll decide which home do we want to live in, and one becomes a rental property.
That's a good idea.
At that point, those are both investments. I wouldn't say one over the other has to give up something, unless they chose to do that. You give up two homes to get a much bigger home.
But what if now y'all to it and she don't want to be bothered with you, or you don't want to be bothered with her, and y'all need a minute or a break from each other? Now, how is that gonna work? Maybe y'all should just leave one of the houses vacant. Maybe family come on, or y'all just don't want to be bothered with each other. Is that what you do when you married? Can you do that and it be okay?
I mean, grown married people need to have a conversation. I mean, go take a drive around the block, come back, sit down and talk, but squash that, all that, being in two separate places. If you love somebody, I mean, what's the point? I'm not gonna go stay in another house when we can sit down and have a conversation and fix whatever the issue was.
Now, I'm gonna be honest. That's some bullshit. That's some bullshit to me. That's some bull. But see, remember, I've been married. I've experienced the bond of marriage more than once. And so I will never again get married where me and my husband mad at each other and he in another room and somebody go fucking make it up. Before the sun go down, before we go to sleep, somebody go have sex and make up. Whether we right or wrong, we go pray about that thing and we go make it up. But at the same time, I think sometimes space is good. And what I notice about men, sometimes if men say, hey, just give me a minute to process, just give me a break, just give me a minute, because we as women have a tendency to keep going and nagging, and we want our answer right then. Right then we want you to talk to us, but you may need to go into your man cave or you may need to go out for a drive or whatever, and we won't let you. So isn't that space kind of necessary?
Space is necessary. Again, that's when the effective communication comes in, knowing your partner. To get into such heated situations like that to where one person feels that they need to just leave and be going off for days at a time. I mean, at my age of where I am now, I would never put myself in that situation.
Why not?
I feel that we should be mature enough now to just talk. And if I say, hey, let me just process what's happening, allow me to process that. Because a lot of times we don't listen to what's being said because we want to get defensive about the situation real quick.
That's true.
And it took a long time for me to learn how to just listen.
True.
Defecting the situation became one of my go-tos, and I didn't want to be bothered with getting into an argument. I would defect. I would get defensive so that I didn't have to deal with or hear what was being presented to me instead of just listening and correcting what I may have done wrong.
See, that's where that passive aggressive shit comes in. That passive aggressive where you just internalize and don't say that because you don't want an argument. Men notorious for that. But we'll be right back because we got two other subjects. Y'all, listen. Y'all need to go check out Sunset East. Go download Sunset East. Go check out my music. We'll be right back. Go check out a video. Go check out our music, okay? HD, tell them, what are you checking us out at? What you about to do now? Girl, I'm about to go jam off your delicious, because this man too sexy for me not to be hearing your music. And I need to get in the mood because y'all stressing me out talking about this crazy stuff. And I'm single. All right, go ahead, Harmony. Do your thing. All right, we'll be right back after this.
Design your lips, is it the chill of my quill?
So, coming back to you, thank you so much for staying with us on Grown Woman Talk. Again, this is episode 4. This is an awesome interview with subject Marlon. Again, thank you for being a part. I appreciate you so much. I've known him for a minute, and HD over there, you ain't known him but a hot second. Girl, I want to know him some more. I told you the man is married. So, leave him alone, all right? Okay, so now the next subject is this. Y'all ready for this? We're going to talk about virginity. We gonna get juicy with the situation. We talking about virginity, because what I noticed, and let me get comfortable on this one, okay? Again, the opinions that I express on Grown Woman Talk are just that. They are my opinions, and they his opinions. We ain't gotta agree with each other, and y'all ain't gotta agree with us, and y'all don't have to watch if you don't want to. You can click off or block or whatever you need to do. But we don't have time for the uppity, don't want to say nothing people. That's what we're about. It's talking about things that we kind of afraid to talk about. So for me, I'll just close. I was 16 when I gave up my virginity. If I had it to do all over again, I definitely would not have done that. I was 16, and it was a situation of peer pressure. I was about to go to college at 16. I had skipped a grade. And I had female friends who were really haters, who were telling me if I went to college as a virgin, they were going to talk about me. And so what happened, it was a trip. I was so naive. I went to Catholic school my whole life, even though I wasn't Catholic. I tell you, every Hail Mary's still out there. I'm from Detroit, okay? But at any rate, so my mother, who has this spirit of discernment on her, I was liking this dude that was like 4 years older than me. And I came home and my mother was like, I don't like that boy. I don't like him. He gonna make you do something you ain't ready for. Well, I had already done the shit, okay? And when I went over there, y'all, I had a leotard on. I had tights on. I was so nervous. And then when I did it, I was like, what? That's it? That's what that was about? But it really wasn't. It didn't happen. It really did happen. You know what I'm saying? It didn't happen. The second time it happened. And I was just like, I could have had a V8. I could have waited on that. That wasn't even important. So in hindsight, I wish I had this thing in my mind where as a woman, we want to wait till we get married. I was kind of old school. I wanted my person to be my husband. And what I noticed as I got older too with guys and men, and they've even talked about it, men look at virginity different. Men don't look at it the same way as we do. Almost if you're older as a guy, if you're like 18, 20 years old as a virgin, the peer pressure, people think something wrong with you because you ain't give up your virginity at 11, 12 and all that good stuff. What say you? What you mean? How old were you? Tell the truth.
I was 16.
You were 16?
I was 16.
You want to share a little bit about what happened? How old was she?
14.
That's different. Usually they be older. Hey, was she a virgin too?
She wasn't a virgin.
At 14?
She was not a virgin.
Was she how?
No, she was not.
How she was she sexually abused? I mean, at 14?
No, she was. I grew up in a small town, and during that time, things were a little bit just more. There wasn't much there for us to do. We went outside and played. You know, we had a lot of time out just playing. Not like today, to where we are more structured and strict of where our kids are. But
how that happen?
Well, this girl started liking me.
Okay.
And so I started driving when I was 15 and drove to her house. We were my parents had a conversion rate.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, the one with the bed in the back.
Yeah. But how did it get to sex? Seriously though.
We in the van, we make it out, you know, hands rubbing, we experimenting with things, and clothes started coming off. And
well, I'm getting a little intimate here. HD hush. Parents, did your parents married? Are they married?
Yeah.
Okay. Did your dad talk to you about sex and condom use or?
I took sex education class at probably 14. Actually, what was 7th grade? I was in 7th grade. I probably was 13.
Wow.
Sex ed class. But just things that I had seen from older kids, adults, and TV had already piqued my interest in sex. So a lot of the stuff that I was doing from stuff that I had watched. When you have all those kids out there and older kids, I was the oldest in my house, but I talk about a bunch of older kids. I mean, we had Playboy magazine, Hustler magazine. They got copies of porn VHS tapes.
Ooh.
So I was exposed to all of that at an early age. So I was basically seeing stuff and got to a point in age that I was with a girl, so I was trying what I saw.
Ooh, did you hear that, Harmony? Girl, that's what ooh, yeah, okay. So I'm gonna sit still on this because I don't know nothing about all this. I'm listening to y'all. I want to be educated. All right, HD. So basically, in your opinion, though, about men, I've heard a lot of men talk about virginity at 11, at 12, at 16. When my oldest, gave up his, I cried for 2 weeks. I felt like somebody had died. Because I'm a single parent. Remember now, I'm a woman. So I look at virginity as sacred. It's different. And if anybody takes your virginity, they gotta be worthy of your stuff. Don't be giving ding-a-ling up and crotch up and swat and all that good stuff to just anybody. And so it was one of my brothers of Omega Psi Phi that told me, he was like, Harmony, we don't look at that the same way. We don't look at that like this is sacred thing. And so then I see this fool, Lil Boosie. Did you see that on Instagram? I hope they trump up charges on his ass. And he thinks in his mind that is normal. I taught my boys right. I taught my kids right. And you gonna pay a grown ass woman to give your son head. That's the most retarded shit I've ever seen. Tell me about that.
That situation to me, any adult with a child, period, is just wrong.
Yeah.
Regardless of age.
Yeah.
My take on it, at the age of 12, you take the one natural instinct that we all have and you give it to a 12-year-old boy from a woman.
Ooh.
That 12-year-old boy is now around other teens, he's not even teen yet, but other kids his age. And he's going to remember that moment.
Yeah.
And then guess what he's going to want to do with the kids his age?
Yeah.
Or the girls his age?
Yeah, and he won't have
no respect.
None. I don't think he'll respect women for the rest of his life. And then where is this Lil Boosie's sisters for the nephews, or brothers for the nephews? Hearing this, did they know, that their nephew, because he said his nephew and his son. He did it for both the nephews, and they were like 12 to 13 years old. I was in the barbershop with my kids, and they were tripping. Now, my youngest at 16, they were like, oh, I was 11. Or I was this. Why men have sex so young? In your opinion?
In my opinion, I look at the inner city kids or kids who don't have the resources of being educated or having parents in place that are educating them and teaching them other things at 12-year-olds. At 12, why not show him how to make music? Why not teach him a trade? But you give him something that's a natural instinct that he's going to learn and start to feel anyway going through puberty. And now you've already triggered that. So it only enhances his desire to want it more.
Before we wrap up, we're going to take another quick break. But I really want us to get into why it's so accepted for males to give up their virginity at a young age. And females, we have the mindset that we want to wait and be older when we give up our virginity. We'll be right back.
What up, though? I ain't been out in a minute. Dressed down, but I'm fitted. Hella fun, no commitments. So tell me, is you with it? Yeah. Little girl, why you hating? I see it all in your face. Deep down, I'ma take 'em. Cause I'm real, never faking. Yeah. Always above, never below. Always above, never below. You throwing shade, I'm throwing stacks, we ain't the same. Always above, never below. You see them hating on you. Always above, never below.
We're back on our final stretch, Grown Woman Talk. Maybe it is our final stretch. I just talk, First and foremost, I want y'all to make sure you subscribe to the show. I want you to tell me what you think, pro and con. I want you to comment. Subscribe to the channel, Harmony Devoe Official. Definitely check us out. Go to harmonydevoe.com. Go to Roku, go to Amazon Fire, and give us a shout out. This has just been an awesome interview with Marlon from the male perspective as well as entertainment, as a musician. Y'all gotta go check this brother out. He is just dope. I'm telling you, go check out his music. Marlon, tell me, in your opinion again, why it's acceptable in society for men to have sex younger than we do.
I think with most men, they're very protective of their daughters.
True.
Yeah. And so when a boy does something, when it comes to sexual activity, men are going to be a little bit more lenient because it's the boy doing it, and especially if it's boy-girl.
But why? Do you think that it's a generational thing because they were young? I mean, I don't understand. I just don't understand why. Why is that okay from a man with his son, but different from a father with his daughter? What?
No man wants to think of his daughter in that manner.
No,
being intimate with someone.
How that sound to y'all? That's all right. Can y'all just because I got a vagina and he got a penis, make it okay? I mean, I'm trying to understand why it's okay.
But from a male view of it, no man wants to visualize or picture or even hear that his baby girl.
Well, I got sons. And I don't want a visual, and I don't want a picture of my son sticking his little dangling in nobody, neither one of them. And I damn sure don't want no grandkids. I don't want them having no diseases. No, not. I'm too young. I'm not old. I'm too young. I don't get the difference. I don't understand how as a society, it's more acceptable. I really don't. Just like being gay, homosexual, I ain't trying to touch on that too touch, but we as society are more accepting of to women than we are to guys. Like, men get aroused by, I'm not saying you, I'm pointing like it's either man, but I'm saying men get aroused by that. And I done talked to y'all on the last episode 2 about porn and masturbation, but I don't get aroused seeing women, but I know some men that watch that on porn. You talked about porn. And
but think about that situation in this manner. Most men, when they're thinking about a wife or looking for a woman that they're going to spend the rest of their life with, they don't want somebody that they know has been sexually active with many people.
Okay.
So all of that plays back into a man's role of, I don't want to know that my baby girl is laying up with some other guy. No matter how old his daughter is. I have 3 girls. And no, that's not a visual that I want in my head. Will it happen one day? Yeah, it will.
Like, I would have a visual. I got a boy. I just don't understand. So I can have a visual of boys doing that?
So if you had daughters, how would you feel about your daughters in this?
Number one, I don't have no girls. I don't do estrogen.
We're saying
I don't.
We're saying if.
I can't even put
So
my mouth.
You have to put yourself in that situation. If you had a daughter at 16, you remember being 16 yourself. At 16, how would you be talking to your daughter about sex?
At 16, my mama talked to me about sex. My mama said, if you ever have a thought, an inkling of even having sex, tell me. I'm going to take you to the OBGYN. We're going to put you on birth control because you ain't about to bring no babies up in here. That's what my mama said. Yeah. But, I mean, having sex, and it was just so overrated to me. I just don't understand the difference. I can't interview my oldest. I can't have him in the midst. But I'm just saying, I know how I responded knowing that he had sex for the first time, and I was devastated, and he's a male.
But I did the same thing with my 3 girls. At 16, I took them on their first date.
You was there? What you mean?
Said date.
How you take them? Yeah, how you take them? Was you in the car? What did you do? How did you take them? Explain that to us.
So, I scheduled a date.
He scheduled a date.
I scheduled a date. I arrived to the house. I rung the doorbell.
What
I had flowers.
What the hell? What the hell?
I wanted to teach them what it was like to go on a date, how a male is supposed to take them.
Do you hear him? XD. Go ahead. Talk to who you talking to? Me or her?
You. we're gonna talk to both, but you have to teach your kids on what expectations they should expect from other people. And so when they turned 16, I took each one of them out on a date.
Wow.
I showed up at the house. I didn't honk the horn. I walked up, I rung the doorbell. I had flowers. I escorted them out to the car. I opened the door. I put them in the car. Took them to a restaurant. I opened the door, pulled the chair out. I did all the things that they should expect from a male who wants to take them out.
Oh, you did it. The dude wasn't with y'all. You did it.
No,
you took them physically out.
I physically took them.
Oh, okay. I misunderstood. I thought he said he went with his daughters on their first date and was involved in that. Oh, okay. That makes sense. You understand that now, HD? Because I misunderstood. We was tripping. Okay. Yeah, girl, I understand. Okay, now I'm relaxed over here. Girl, I was about to say. Ooh, for real.
So with the conversation of, sex, I always taught them every action, there's a reaction. That reaction, there's consequences.
True.
So if you get to a point in life and you feel that you are ready to be sexually active, be a young adult and say, hey, Ma, Dad, I think I'm ready. I've met this person and, I want to go there. So that now we can talk about what are you going to use for protection.
That's true.
You have to instill that in them and put that in their head, because if you leave a child out there to figure out things on their own, they're going to be just like I was. I remember growing
in
up.
the camper having sex on the bed, looking at porn from his VHS.
I remember growing up and all the older kids, with Hustler and Penthouse magazines and, they 17, 18, I'm 12, 13, and they're showing this stuff to us.
See, that's what I'm talking about.
It didn't make it okay, but I didn't have any older adults around to say, hey, why y'all doing that? No, nobody stopped it. I was just exposed to it.
So you didn't feel comfortable to go to your parents and say, I just saw porn. I just saw Hustler. Can y'all tell me a little bit more about it?
I knew right from wrong, and I knew it was wrong. So I kept my mouth closed.
Y'all, subscribe to the channel, comment, give us your opinion, pro, con. I mean, we could go on and on and on about the whole virginity subject, but I want to personally thank my friend, saxophonist Marlon, for coming to Grown Woman Talk to interview.
Appreciate it.
Did you have some last minute stuff you wanted to say to the people?
No last minute stuff, but do go download that music, Harmony Devoe, Marlon Boone, there's some good music out there.
We do plug ourselves. Okay, y'all go check them out at marlonboone.com or the saxophonist Marlon Boone.
marlonboonemusic.com.
marlonboonemusic.com, harmonydevoe.com. Again, subscribe to the channel. Harmony Devoe Official. HD, say your goodbye, girl. We appreciate you being a part of the show and Grown Woman Talk going forward. Yes, I have loved this interview. I cannot wait to do it again with you soon, Harmony. Thank you, Saxophonist Marlon. I can't wait to tune into your next show and watch you. I'm watching you on social media too, because you are gorgeous. And we got to go check out Harmony's song, My Hershey Kiss, because you remind me of that song, My Hershey Kiss. Thank you, HD. I appreciate your shout out, y'all. Listen, we'll be back with the next episode of Grown Woman Talk real soon. Thank you for your support. Y'all have a good one.
Your skin like chocolate, so dark and so smooth. Your smile melts me like butter. I wanna get in your groove. Your lips like cream, so tasty and sweet as they slide across mine. My heart skips a beat. Your skin like chocolate, so dark and smooth. Your smile must be like butter. Wanna get in your groove. Your lips like cream, so tasty and sweet. As they slide across mine, my heart skips a beat. The touch of your hands, beautiful black man, soothing like milk, full of flavor, not bland. Not long since I found you. Can't calculate the time. Ooh, taste and see how sweet it is to love him so. His heart he gives to me always, forevermore. I'll love this man, for rich or for poor. My Hershey kiss, my almond joy, that king size heart makes me want you more. The way you move, I can't prove, 'cause you ain't mine yet. But you better believe I'm gonna climb that mountaintop. I'm gonna look beyond that deep blue sea. Smooth milk chocolate, sweet addicted Hershey kiss. You'll be my Hershey kiss.